Schneiderman.
Does whatever a spider can. Look out! Here comes
Schneiderman.
All right, guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed last week's episode with Dylan Robinen. As Dylan requested, this week we've got Shawnee Dempster and Nick Dal Santo. First of all, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll get stuck into it for a few questions from all the supporters to start with. So, Shino, first one's to you. Dylan wants to know, do you have a wax and a tan sponsor?
No waxing. Not hairy at all, so I don't have to worry about it. Tanning's all natural.
Nick's shaking his head.
Well, I may have been caught. This was a few years ago, though. 2010, just before the granny. Both Armo and myself thought we'd get a little bit brown and make ourselves look a bit better on TV.
That's fun.
Driving past it and caught us. So we're trying to do it a little bit sneaky.
Now, were you driving past Dal or were you pulling up?
I was parking next to them.
Crossed paths on the
true
door.
story is I'm driving down the Pean Highway and I look over and I see Armo's car parked out the front of a group of shops, and right in the front was a tanning salon. I look in there, so I called Armo, and Armo was in the waiting room. I said, "What the hell are you doing?" He goes, "I'm waiting for Shinner." I said, all right. So I called them both out.
And now Rachel from Facebook also wanted to ask you a question. If you were stuck in an elevator, who would you want to be stuck in with and why?
A player or just anybody? Player. Probably Jaren Geary, just to make the time go past a little bit quicker. Pretty funny guy, and he's got about 3 or 4 different personalities, so it'd be like having 3 or 4 different blokes in there as well. More numbers.
Beautiful. Michael from Facebook has asked, who's a better left footer, Schneiderman or Dal Santo?
Since you're asking the tough questions, Schneiderman.
Beautiful. That's what I thought too. Paul would like to know, if there's one player you could run through at training, who would it be and why?
Clint Jones. Easy answer. He's annoying. He always accidentally elbows you, steps on your feet, bumps into you when there's a non-contact drill. When we have walkthroughs, he's always the one that runs and ruins it. And he's a tagger, and he's annoying in general. So if I could clean anyone up, it'd be Clint Jones.
Beautiful. And this is one of my favourite questions. This is John Connor. No, this is John. Dal, your old chin was much more aerodynamic. Do you feel like you lost your speed post-operation?
Oh, God. John doesn't exist. You made that up. No, I don't feel any quicker or whatever you said. It's my new face, so just accept it, John.
That's fine. That's all we need to know. Great question, John. Thanks very much. Right, actually, get on to you first. Few questions here. Mate, first of all, do you remember your first game? And also, I read the other day there's something interesting about your 50th game.
Yeah, first game was in Brisbane. Pretty memorable. We're down by 5 or 6 goals. And Barry Hall kicked one after the siren to give us the win. 50th game, similar to this one, overshadowed. It was my milestone. Overshadowed by a few players. It was Adam Goods' 200th. Mick O'Loughlin was breaking the game's record, and it was Spider Everett's 300th AFL game. So, yeah, no room on the banner for me.
Yeah, very unlucky, but you deserve everything you get, mate. Mate, bit of another thing the fans would know about you. Your dad, tell us a bit about him and his football past.
Yeah, so I was originally drafted to the Swans through the father-son rule. He played for South Melbourne before they moved up there in the 70s, and actually I found out the other day off one of the coaches, his nickname was the Human Spear, just because he was real skinny, just a big bean pole. So I hadn't heard that one before. I thought it was pretty funny.
Now, I've actually heard a bit of stuff. How old are you, just quickly?
29.
29. Now, you watch a lot of cartoons, is this true? And if so, what cartoons do you watch?
Who you mean speaking to?
Doesn't matter, mate.
Better not be Jaren. May partake in the watching of cartoons.
Any names for us?
Dragon Ball Z.
What?
Yeah, still a little kid at heart. Share my common interest with another player. I won't mention him, but he has blonde hair and wears number 19.
That's fine. My son's 4 and he watches that as well, so that's good. Tell us a interesting fact about you that the supporters wouldn't know.
I have a phobia of cheese. hate it. I don't just like I don't hate the taste of it. I hate the touch of it, the smell of it. I don't want to be near it. It actually disgusts me that some of the players put that much on their food, to be honest. Really dislike it.
Yeah. That is very interesting. Thanks, mate. Now, Sean, again, you are 29 years old. Back in the day when we were in Sydney, I used to come around and visit your house a little bit, and I never really saw you much because you were too busy in a computer playing Warcraft. True or false?
True.
And you'd spend how many hours on it a day?
Well, I wasn't 29 at the time.
Sorry, 25.
Yeah. Early 20s, I got addicted to a game called World of Warcraft. Really massive nerd coming out here, aren't I?
This is what I want.
It wasn't just me, though. There was a few players that got into it. There were David Spriggs. I'm assuming you got this off Amon. We were massive nerds to the point where if I was having a bad game, I'd say, well, at least I get to go and play World of Warcraft sort of thing. So that was my escape from being horrendous at football.
That's fine. All right, mate, if you had the last $20 in your wallet, what would you spend it on?
I'd probably go and watch a movie and get a choc top. Not a nerdy movie, though. It'd be a cool movie.
Righto, Dal. Thanks for joining us, mate. Again, I'm looking forward to this one. I've actually gone a little easy on you, mate, because I've given you a bit over the time. I don't need to get out there to everyone else. So we'll start off with, mate, just give us a reminder of your first game. I believe that was pretty exciting too.
Yeah, it went really well. It was. I was lucky enough to play my fourth game of the year. It was against Geelong down at Cardinia Park, as it was at the time, and we got pipped by 122 points.
That was your debut?
That was my debut.
One to remember.
Yeah, never forget that one.
And also, we just spoke about when you first come into the club, you walked in the door, apparently, and you said, "Righto, boys, my name's Pup."
That's a lie.
Is it? Is it a lie?
It is a lie. I'll tell you the real story. When I first got here, my original nickname from Milne was Wiggy, or Wig, because I had moppy hair. And so he thought I looked like I had a wig on. And then the real story about the nickname Pup is about 2005, Aaron Hamill started calling me Pup because I had a little bit of puppy fat and I was the youngest in the team at the time, which I didn't mind the name Pup, so I started speaking third person.
Oh, Jesus. That's fine. Now, mate, we had a few questions about this on the internet, but I didn't want to let the supporters get names, so I'm going to ask you. Yeah. Where does your knee start and your ankle stop? You have got huge cankles. What is the go with your cankles? Can you please explain?
Oh, I think I get them from my mum.
That's not very nice, mate.
Oh, mate, I don't know. About 4 years ago, I realised I couldn't get smaller. I think I've got an extra muscle or something on the side of my ankle that makes it stick out a little bit, so it's a bit more like a pull cue. And I realised about 4 years ago that my ankles weren't going to get any smaller, so I actually started doing extra calf raises to try and get bigger calves, so it'll all go. It didn't work, hence why my thighs joined into my calves, into my ankles.
Very good. Boys, thank you very much for joining us. Guys, hope you really enjoyed that. That was Nick Dal Santo playing his 250 this weekend, and also Shawnee Dempster. So good luck for the weekend, boys, and as I said, all the supporters get behind us and hopefully get a win for these guys. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed Nick Dal Santo and Sean Dempster. Next week, I'm going to ask Nick who you think we should interview. So what do you got for us, mate? Any ideas?
Let's get a little bit of variation in the options for the viewers this week. So let's get a young guy, Jimmy Webster, a mid-tier player in Big Boy McAvoy, and a mature player in Jimmy Gwilt. So there's 3 good options there.
Beautiful. Thanks very much, mate. And send your votes through, guys, and we'll get to it next week.
Schneiderman does whatever a spider can. Look out! Here comes
Schneiderman.